Thank you and welcome to my channel, Simply Your World, where we discuss past and present events that will affect you if they haven't already. If at any point during this video you find it interesting, please hit the like and subscribe button so you won't miss more content like this. If this is your first time to my channel, I want to say thank you. If you've been here before, you know I do not like to speak too long before I actually get into the content. So with all that being said, this video is about a new synthetic opioid called ISO. The technical name is isotretinoin, and it is reported to be 50 times stronger than fentanyl and 100 times stronger than heroin. I have read other articles that says that it was 20 to 100 times stronger than fentanyl. So I guess it kind of varies there depending on who's making it, I guess. Um, Also, I'm going to show you as we go. I'm going to talk to you about other drugs, at least 10 years back, 2 to 3 other drugs, and show you how drugs have progressed from just I guess you want to call it the household cocaine, all the way up to the gasoline and rat poison and codeine mix that is actually melting people's skin off. And it is becoming more popular than the heroin, than the fentanyl, and the so-called FLAKKA. If you remember FLAKKA, we're going to get into that as well. So with all that being said, let's get into it.
This drug is called ISO, and doctors say it's a synthetic opioid currently being made in labs and in people's homes. Now, to put into perspective just how strong it is, ISO is up to 50 times stronger than fentanyl. And fentanyl, as so many of us know, is incredibly strong. Fentanyl is 100 times more potent than morphine. ISO is now so rampant in Florida that the state recently issued a warning about the drug over spring break.
The best way to think about it is a stronger cousin of fentanyl.
It's a drug that's hitting the streets at an alarming rate, according to pain management doctor Eli Huang with Northwell Health. This drug is called ISO, and health experts say it's up to 50 times stronger than fentanyl and often goes undetected during testing.
It's becoming more and more prevalent because of the regulatory issues around it. Because it is a synthetic of fentanyl, there was no real classification by our regulatory bodies. So
real quick, what does 50 times stronger than fentanyl look like? And also 50 times stronger plus it's not regulated. And as we get into it, you see that you can buy it off the internet. Like what sense is any of that making? And it leads me to believe, it's my own theory, that the people, let's take, say, the Oxycontin, the people who are making Oxycontin, as they get in those hospitals, they can't pay for those drugs no more. They get out here and get on heroin. The first one they get on will be heroin. After the heroin, they still need to get high. The heroin ain't working as much no more. So then they shoot over the fentanyl. Just in case you don't die from the heroin or the fentanyl, and all of a sudden you, I guess, make it to the next round, the third, fourth, fifth round of your drug habit, and the fentanyl ain't strong enough. Now they got ISO for you. And if you just happen to be a soldier, I'm going to show you how they got other drugs that are coming down the pipe and have came down the pipe stronger than the drugs that we're currently speaking out. Some speaking of, some currently, some weaker, some stronger. But it's almost like a graduation thing. But let's get back into it.
So there was a period of time where it was loosely, you were able to purchase it on the internet. The other issue is the unique testing for it. Because it is a synthetic opiate, a lot of drug tests may not pick it up.
ISO is linked to a growing number of overdose deaths across the country. It's believed to be so strong that it can kill someone just by being accidentally inhaled or by coming in contact with skin. This ISO emergence also comes as drug overdose incidents in general remain high nationwide.
When you hear them talking about, like I say, 50 to 100 times stronger, and then it can be inhaled. But these are the same things they said about fentanyl. If you inhale it or you come close to it. So sometimes I be thinking they be trumping these numbers up just to, add fear, because fear is a control tactic. You know what I mean? So they just kind of trump it up. chunk the numbers up, but I'm thinking it might be almost the same thing, but just change the name on it. Or fentanyl has became too um, taboo, so we're going to just change the name and the color of it and put a new label on it, and we're going to call it isotonitazine. You know, this is just the way my mind works because they say that you can just like I said, fentanyl. If you inhale it, you die. This stuff, if you inhale it, you die. If you touch it, you die. Same thing for fentanyl. So I don't think I'm too far off in these theories of mine, but it just seemed like these are the same thing. But anyway, let's get back into it.
We took some coke and we're not getting good responses right now.
Okay, someone took coke and what's happening to him?
People are passing out.
Just last month, several cadets from West Point Military Academy here in New York were hospitalized for fentanyl overdoses while on spring break in Florida. In New York City, 2 council members recently introduced a bill that, if passed, would provide bars and nightclubs with training and up to 10 free drug kits that reverse opioid overdoses.
Am I wrong for kind of being no? I can't because it is saving a life. You know what I mean? You are saving a life, so you can't be mad at that. But at the same time, where was all this Narcan and these bills passed to give people kits to help overdoses when the dope was out here? Where was the HVAC programs to help the dope man get off the corner? Where was the masonry programs to help the dope man get off the corner? But when I bring these things up, people out in my circle beat me. Y'all hear what you're saying, bro? But all that don't matter now, man. That's back then. Man, what are you talking about? Where was the Narcan? What is this? What is naloxone? Whatever. That might be Narcan. I think that's just Narcan. That's just a technical name for it. You know, but bills passed to give bars and nightclubs drug overdose kits. So basically you patronizing the dope use in public? Man, get the hell out of here, man. Anyway, let's just keep going.
A few weeks back, we spoke to one of the bill's sponsors, Councilman Chio Say.
We see people overdosing sometimes here on the streets of Bedford-Stuyvesant, and the fact that some of those deaths can be preventable if someone had access or someone had training to Narcan, that would save a life.
The Northwell doctor we spoke to tells us Narcan would probably work to reverse effects of an ISO overdose, but the question is how much Narcan and will it wear off? Because ISO is fairly new, there's still a lot of research that needs to be done. Stephen Loring.
Crazy stuff. All right, thank you very much, Dana.
I mean, anyway, let me show over here this article right here, the one I cited earlier. If you see, what is isotonitazine? Isotonitazine, more commonly known as ISO, is replacing, not alongside, replacing fentanyl. Exactly what I said. It's the same drug, but change the name. So these are where I get my theories from. They're not just coming off the top of my head. I'm definitely forming these thoughts through things that I read in different research that I may not post or cite here. But this is where my thought is formed from different things that I read. Okay, because the drug is so new, it has not been it was not listed as an illegal substance and was therefore able to be sold online with purchases coming through websites on the dark web. Something anyway. According to doctors, ISO is 20 to 100 times stronger than fentanyl and has led to a number of overdoses, which can also occur secondhand when an individual smells it or it comes in contact with the skin, just like fentanyl. All right. ISO is made in both freebase, like I said, crack cocaine, just to do another form of crack. I don't be too far off in my theories. Check this out. And salt form and can be brown, yellow, or white powders. In hood term, you got the butter, you got that cream, and you got that China white. If I'm wrong, I don't think so. Now what we're going to do, we're going to move to this video, another drug. I want to take you about 10 years back, right? This right here is 2019. The other video was 2022. So we're progressing backward chronologically. We're going backwards, right? Backward, starting from the back, going forward. We're going forward, back. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. We're going to check out after effects of FLAKKA. Now, I think the part that pissed me off about this video more than the woman that's actually on the drugs is the people behind the camera laughing, not offering no assistance, right? I don't know if they call the police. What do you do in this situation? You don't want to get hurt. But ain't nobody offering no water. Ain't nobody doing nothing. All they doing is sitting around laughing. I think that part really, really shows a sign of the times when it comes to the relationship between black people and black people. Anyway, that's a topic for a whole nother conversation, trust me. But check this out.
What is she? That was that FLAKKA. It's that FLAKKA.
What the fuck? I'm going live with this shit. I'm sorry. This is funny.
I'm sorry.
Y'all is crazy. I'm going live.
You gotta hold it at FLAKKA, huh? Pull your shirt down. It's that FLAKKA, ain't it?
She off that shit.
That's that
this is
right
beyond
there.
me. Oh, she on that hard.
Oh no, that's that FLAKKA.
Oh, she on some shit.
I did
I did Narayan.
Yeah, somebody killed me. They used to keep giving pain medicine saying it's Tylenol. They said, oh, I'm sorry, that's Narayan.
Nah, that wasn't no Narayan.
I quit. I used to smoke crack, but I quit.
Now, another video I did about opioids, she said the doctor gave her something called Narayan, and I guess she couldn't get it no more. So then she did exactly what I said, man. It goes from when you can't get that shit, you right back out here in the streets doing your thing. This is where I form my theories and my opinions and my hypotheses, whatever you want to call it. This is where I form them from. They are not just popping out of my head, out of the thin air into my head. It is different research that I'm doing and seeing and watching and trying my best to soak in. And as I'm soaking them in, as I'm watching them, different thoughts pop up, and I might just jot them down, and I might read something else that confirms what I was already thinking, which will allow me to go ahead then and bring it to you. So if you ever decide to do any type of research or whatever off my theories or the facts that I bring to you, you will be able to see that I'm never too far off, if not spot on, splitting it directly in half. Anyway, let's keep going.
Because I don't have no money.
Yeah.
No way. I don't do it no more. I've been on track for 3
And she didn't
months.
have no money.
Nah, this right here, FLAKKA. You got hold of the wrong one, didn't you?
Turn. She is.
Hey.
She is bugged out.
See what I mean by that? Laughing, joking. This lady is in serious need of help. The white community would have rushed and gave her something, Narcan, would have picked her up. If that was their people on the ground like that, they would have picked her up easily.
Yeah, we don't get this back home.
They'd have picked her up, helped her out, called the police. It's gonna be all right, baby. Something. But you got all these little young black people sitting around. She on that hard. She on that hard. Like, why would you even sit around and do that? Why wouldn't you offer some type of assistance? Anyway, man, let's just keep going, because I can talk about this one video 30 minutes. Easy. Now, back to that video that drug I was telling you about, KROKIDIL. I'm gonna press play on this, and then I'm gonna come back and say what my
2 men in Oklahoma died recently from a supposed krokodil overdose. Krokodil is a heroin-like substance that's much cheaper, and people usually make it using household hydrocarbons, including gasoline, codeine, and paint thinner. And it literally causes your flesh to rot off your bones. So this made a lot of news because originally krokodil came from Russia, and then it spread to other countries, including Greece. And now all of a sudden we're seeing some cases or alleged cases here in the United States. However, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics says that those claims are unsubstantiated and there's absolutely no evidence indicating that these men died from krokodil. It could have been from any other drug that they injected.
So a couple of notes here. First of all,
okay, the pictures are going to be very graphic, guys, so I want to give you a lot of...
It's like the drug literally makes it like you've been frostbitten. You know, like you got gangrene or something. You know what I mean? I just don't understand how someone can send their body through this. And this is what I mean by progression, right? And graduation from one drug to the next. From when you come out of that doctor's office, like that lady just said, she didn't have the money, so they gave her some Neurontin or just whatever she was saying. She didn't have the money, so she got something else off the streets, obviously. So once you graduate from one drug to the next, they have multiple drugs for you until you're dead. And then they got a drug for you there called a bombing fluid. The drugs don't stop. You know, you drugged up all the way, even when you in your afterlife, your body's still being doped up. You know, if you ever thought about it like that. But anyway, let's keep going.
Warning before we move forward and look at these images and watch these videos. The reason why they call it krokodil is because it makes your skin scaly like a crocodile's.
oh, come on, man. Look, people who are hooked on drugs, I feel terrible for them.
Look at this.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Told you.
Because, like, who would risk that? Who in their right mind? But that's the whole point. They're not in their right mind,
They're
right?
not in their right mind. And remember, people who usually turn to drugs like this feel as though they have nothing else to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like, this is not a rich person's drug. It originated in Russia among the poorest people that can't even afford to put food on their tables or take care of their families. They're usually homeless, and they want to escape, and this is their way of escaping.
Oh, and just real quick, when he talks about this krokodil thing, it's not propaganda that it came from Russia. It actually came from, I believe it was a place called Kazakhstan, and they imported the heroin to Russia. And then the Russian people started adding the codeine and the gasoline and called it krokodil. So it's nowhere near propaganda when they say Russia. And oh yeah, real quick, this video is from 2013. So in no way is it propaganda for today's talk, because this video was created in 2013. So with all that being said, man, I just want to let y'all know that all these drugs that they have been coming out with since the inception of the medical industry, you know, and ever since they changed the medical model from torture basically to pills and shots, there has been an ongoing ledger of pills and overdoses and deaths and murder and just so many different heinous crimes that spin off from these drugs. One family owns a lot of these drugs, and they still have not been arrested. Nothing's happened to them, and people are still dying. Money's still being made. So, I'm just one person. I'm just reporting the news. So, like dudes have you watching, I'm just reporting news. I don't want no smoke at all with nobody. I'm just letting y'all know that it's not right. Allow these things to continue to happen, and people are severely wrong for continuing to inject these things into their body and watching their skin fall off their bones, all in the name of getting high. I don't know how high you can be with your arm falling off. Anyway, man, thanks for watching.